Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Urvashi Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication from Jagannath University, Jaipur. In today's session, we'll be focusing on column writing, types of column, and who is a columnist. So let us begin with the session. Let us first define column. A column is a recurring piece or article in a newspaper, magazine, or other publication where a writer expresses his or her own opinion in few columns allotted to them by the newspaper organization. Columns are written by columnists. Column has been described as an editorial with a byline by the journalist. They bear close resemblance or similarity as far as their form, style, and material are concerned. However, all columns cannot be said to have close similarities with an editorial. It has been rightly said that column writing is one of the most satisfying and rewarding journalistic exercise or assignment which is equal to personalized journalism. It is the field where a subject with a clear flair of creative approach. The purpose of column writing can be to inform, motivate, persuade, or entertain its reader about an event or an issue. Let us look at types of column. Reporting in-depth column. These types of column gives background, foreground, perspective and interpretation to give different happening related to an event. It is generally used in case of a hard news. Now these columns are written on the current news events and are related to the past and also to the future. Second is I think or opinionated column. Either because of extensive training, long time of observation, or sheer lack of modesty, columnists set themselves as an expert and then expound their opinion on the issue of general public interest. They try to compensate in heat or for whatever they can provide in light. So it is basically the opinion or the take of a columnist on a particular issue or particular event which has a public interest involved in it. Gossip columns. These gossip columns offer juicy bit of gossip. One whole field of column writing is built on this characteristic. Such a column contains little except its unquestionable titillating value. This needs not be the writer's exclusive domain. The uncovering of government scandals may have profound ramifications. No daily newspaper carries a gossip column, and its natural habit in case of a film magazine or a film supplement which is carried by different newspapers, which flourishes on gossip, some malicious, some harmless, but unquestionable titillating material. Humorous column. Columnist tries to find humorous aspects in life to amuse readers. Sometimes these spotlights an event more clearly than thousands of words of expounding and explaining. Many papers still shy of having regular daily humorous column. Columns are much liked which contain some satirical comments. Many papers still shy of having regular daily humorous columns. However, these columns are much liked because of their satirical comments. Personality diary columns. The diary columns come from public figures who are talking about their interesting incidents with others. How to do or active advice column. These educate readers as there is gentle instruction written in such a way to appear to be a lesson. These columns usually appear in a magazine and daily pages. Sports column. There was a time when some leading newspaper had their daily sports column, but this is getting to be rarer these days. However, event-based article columns are there. Some newspapers try to make up for the dread in this way. Perhaps it is still a field less trodden. Question and answer column. This column comes in various colors. It could be a medical column in which a qualified doctor answers the queries on health. It could be a sober column in which reader asks questions about their personal problem and get an appropriate answer depending on whether the questions are plain, silly, or serious. Under this style of column writing, a columnist gives a question and then answers it. By this style, a columnist makes the column easy to understand and intelligibly even to the general readers. This style of writing, a column gives ample opportunities to the columnist to raise questions of national and paramount importance, and then answers them in easy and understandable style and language. In this way, a good columnist paves the way for instruction, teaching, and improving educational values and standard of the general masses in an effective way. Next, we have political columns. These are the extension of standard columns, but it is considered of very serious nature. This is especially done in pursuance of the editorial policy of the newspaper, and these are considered to be one of the most read columns of the newspaper. Now let us look at the structure of column writing. Like all the other journalistic styles of writing, the column also begins with an intro, or we call a lead. In column writing, the lead or the intro is the duty is to bring to focus what columnist wants to say, and the crux of the matter is here. Nut graph, or popularly known as the angle. Angling in a column writing must be considered, but must be identified considering reader's intent and understanding. It is what is the angle, what is the issue involved in that particular event that the columnist is writing about. The main body brings in all the facts, argumentation, analysis in the main body. Besides this, comment must be added as well. However, efforts should be made to try and keep the focus of the reader by never letting any loose argument to creep in. However, nothing irrelevant should be written. As they say, never take the body for granted. This is the portion where one should be coming up with suggestions and advices besides rounding off the views and news. Last is the conclusion. This is summing up of the entire column, where one must be raising the question or answering the question which is previously raised. Nothing ambiguous is to be said in conclusion. Now there are following styles of column writing which are very popular. Question and answer, where question comes from a reader and the answer is supplied by the columnist. Grab bag. Some columns are a collection of events which are coming up. Awards handed out, gossip, anything too small for a headline. However, more newspapers are abandoning these for thematic grab bag. Anecdote column. These column writing style is built around a single anecdote take on the character of a mini feature. Feature column writing, usually a profile is a common column format. The difference between this is a regular feature has a greater length as compared to the column, and sometimes the personal involvement of the columnist is indicated by the use of personal pronouns. Instructive column, the tone may vary from a simple directive approach to a more casual and informal style. The directions are given very carefully, written to eliminate any confusion, and the writer often gives the material an idiot run to be sure that there is no step missing. Opinionated column writing, here the columnist uh, takes column in a personal writing where he expresses his opinion or take on any issue or event. Now, who is a columnist? Columnist write or edit a copy for a regular column in a newspaper. They share information of public interest and offer opinions to the readers. Usually, each column has a specialized area of interest like politics, sports, religion, fashion, trend, personal advice, etc. Columnists are distinguishable by writing style, which allows them to grow a dedicated readership. A columnist must always deliver a unique and interesting column in order to keep up with the reader's interest and keep them hooked into his write up. Even though columnists do not abide by the rules of unbiased reporting, their job is not far removed from that of a reporter. Prior communicating news through any of their column, the columnist must do a research, must investigate the location, national, international, regional, whatever, take interview of the people, fact check the news for accuracy, and then interpret it in a way which makes it more informative as well as an enjoyable reading. It is extremely important for a columnist to be aware of journalism laws and ethics and to possess the cultural sensitivity to deal with diverse set of people. Column is not a news article, but it is news. It is generally answering why and how. It often is personal, using the first and the second person I and you. A column often states an opinion. It is said to be like writing an open letter. A column also has a standard head called a title and a byline at the top. These identify you and your column for a reader. So far in this session, we have seen that column is an opinionated piece which is written by a columnist. Now, a column is called a column because it's a regular appearance on a periodical or on a newspaper or a magazine. It has a dedicated space, it has a dedicated number of it has dedicated space, dedicated page, and you write as a columnist on dedicated issue which is your expert area. You can be writing a column for beauty tips. You can write a column of being an agony aunt or an uncle. You can write a column related to do it yourself kind of a stuff. So column has a varied uh, what do you say spectrum. It can range from political column to a personalized column to a personal diary kind of a write up where the columnist is expressing his take on the issue or the event. Thank you.